No sale out of the Commanders organization, though. We thought there was potentially going to be a Dan Snyder sale this past weekend with how quickly everything seemed to be escalating over in Washington at the Commanders facility. Allegedly, the Snyders had moved everything out of their offices and everything that is theirs out of the building for the Commanders to potentially open up for a quick sale of them. Josh Harris, who I believe is of the 76ers, was alongside
Mitchell Sayers, Mitchell something,
some other folks with money. They were the last people that were being closely affiliated with buying the Commanders and becoming a new ownership group. We have to remember that with every new owner that comes into the NFL, we assume they're either going to be the richest owner in the NFL or top 3 richest owner in the NFL. The Commanders structured contracts this offseason by delaying signing bonus payouts until May. Typically, players get paid within a month. That could mean the sale of the team is close and the bonus payouts become the responsibility of the next owner. That story is coming from Ben Standig via Ari Mirov, who is also an aggregator of information on the internet and has an incredible talent, formerly in the real estate world. Found out that he understands the internet real estate quicker and better than everybody else. That would be a Dan Snyder move until the very end. If he said, yeah, bonus is coming in May. All right. We got to sell this thing by April. Let's get the fuck out of here. That would be a Dan Snyder move through and through, all the way to the very end. Seems like they're on the move. Very wealthy owner coming in. Let's assume they're going to spend. Are they going to get a new name? I wonder all that.
I wonder all that too, but it's surprising how quiet it is. Like, there's some of these things leaking out, but you would think by now, unless that all of the 32 owners meeting is very, 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 very quiet, but like you would think that something would leak out by now. Like, hey, it's definitely happening sometime in the next couple weeks. Like that
seems like it is
too many moving parts,
right? This is the most we've seen. Move the shit out of the office. The bonuses would be a very Dan Snyder play. That'd be a very Dan Snyder move.
Draft is coming up. Like every sign point.
They haven't built a new stadium.
No.
The new owner's stuck with a new stadium. Have to pay for that. Have to pay all the bonuses. I'm surprised they didn't just give Lamar Jackson $240 million guaranteed. Money due years 2 and 3. That would be the bigger, I guess, indicator that a sale is imminent. But we've been on the precipice of a sale for the Commanders for, 2 years now, it feels like.
Well, and you wonder if, like obviously the NFL is a business that everyone's trying to get into, and it's a cash cow, and it's going to continue to make money. But you do wonder if, just the massive undertaking that it will be, whoever the next people who own this, because, like you said, it's build a new stadium. I think you're right. I mean, I think you have to change the name. You have to do all.
I wonder. That's a big deal.
You got to get. I think you have to get rid of all the stink associated with it from the.
You got to move it out of that stadium, out of that area, right? Didn't they say they'd have to move to Virginia or something? There's a spot in Virginia.
It's a massive undertaking to do all this, and granted, you're gonna reap the rewards of it down the road, but if you're gonna have to put so much time and energy into this whole deal that you wonder if some people are like, I just don't know if I'm ready to commit to that right now.
Immediate babyface.
Whoever comes in.
Yeah, you follow Dan Snyder.
Yes.
Immediate, hey, I'm your savior.
Not a bad spot.
No,
right.
Not at all.
From that perspective, but it's a massive investment.
Yeah, that doesn't erase all the work that you're going to have to do either.
When you're talking about the stadium being built, that's a couple of years.
For sure.
Yeah.
So they're going to whoever buys it's going to have to sit through some, stuff for a bit. And a rebuild front office, rebuild front business, rebuild everything pretty much. What will that team look like 2 years from now? What will the name be? Will they have a new stadium, new facility? If you're a Commanders fan, you've obviously been punished a lot.
Yeah. For sure.
Like you've been punished a lot. I think the next couple of years, potentially
exciting.
Little bit of hope.
Yeah, definitely.
I think if the sale happens.
Yeah.
But what if this is all work? What if it's all just a fucking work by Dan Snyder, which would be a Dan Snyder move?
Yeah.
Remember, he took his yacht to Napoleon's Island, home island, whenever they were trying to subpoena him to testify in front of the House Committee for Congress about his workplace practices. He said, what? I don't see it.
Nope.
Taped his pockets shut.
Yep.
Put duct tape around his hands, allegedly, and walked right up to the person trying to serve him papers and said, well, I don't see it. I don't see it.
I can't
I don't see it. They even put tape on the back of it so they could say that they delivered to him. He wore non-stick clothes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So for 3 months, 2 months, just did his own thing.
Whole summer.
Dan Snyder lives by his own set of rules, does whatever the fuck he wants, and has always felt that way, allegedly.
Yeah. Until they do sell the team, though, I think whenever the team does officially get sold, that's when, like, as a fan, it's like, okay, you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel now. Like, who knows what's going to happen? It's obviously probably going to be a while before they're any good, but it also could, I mean, if it's an owner who comes in who's willing to spend a shitload of money, like, you could, theoretically change things pretty fucking quick.
Allegedly, Bezos was getting in there with like McConaughey and Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Bezos wasn't in.
Yeah, that
And
probably
then-
would have been the ticket.
That's a lot of money coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know if the other owners necessarily pumped for that because what Haslam did with Deshaun Watson,
True.
you would assume Bezos would do. I saw somebody tweeting about the money in escrow. I think Josh Lane was the guy's Twitter name. We'd have to look it up. Josh Lane, I think was his name. John Lane. Oh, I saw the tweet in scrolling.
NBC Washington guy.
He was talking about when the money would need to be due for escrow and how much money it would have to be if the Ravens were going to give Lamar Jackson a $231 million guarantee. Since the league year already started, I think the money wouldn't be due until the next league year, allegedly, from this guy's tweet. I forget his name. Golly. He was talking about this money isn't due until next March 15th or whatever the next league year is. Any amount of money that would be due would be a certain percentage of it, because if you were to sign a deal to one of these players, which is why we think new ownership with new money, a lot of money, would be a weapon for the team immediately, because they're able to put the money into escrow that is a guaranteed cash for a contract. For instance, what Haslam was able to do with Deshaun Watson, when he gave him $230 million guaranteed, he had to have that money physically on hand, fluid, liquid, and put it into escrow holding so that it never disappears or goes anywhere if he was to make any poor investments or banks were just to disappear.
Right.
Which
is happening.
That would, whoa.
What do you mean?